Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. There's a lot of people that want instant microwave popcorn results.
If you don't show people where you're going and they don't have a destination, a ship can leave a port and can end up anywhere. You have to know where you're going, and it's a leader's job to cast that vision.
People say, how do I get willpower? You don't wake up, go to Target, go to aisle 6, look for some willpower on there for sale. You put it in your purse and you walk home and you take it when you need willpower. It doesn't work that. It's built daily with your daily action.
We live in a what is in it for me society where people ultimately, they might see or hear your vision, but that's never where their brains are going.
When we had the leadership call, we had said, hey, we want to help 50 of you create a 6-figure income. We want to help 20 plus and 5+ millionaires.
What would you say the biggest difference is between someone who's got a boss mentality or a manager mentality?
You can't run an extremely large scale business with the...
And I think a lot of times it's a lot easier to step up your leadership than to always throw people out the door.
Organization will always fall or rise to the level of personal development that the leadership has.
We live in a free market, and today in the information age, people can find people anywhere over the country and work. There's so many opportunities. It's also a global economy.
So that transparency of information, I think it's very important. And the people that won't provide it are the people that will see troves of people leave their organization or will never hit a significant level of success in the organization because they lack the understanding of knowing that you're not providing an equal opportunity. What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
Welcome to the 100 Mil Podcast, episode 3.
Episode 3, we back with a vengeance.
So what did we leave off with last time? We spoke about 100 Mil. We gave people the background of 100 Mil. Then we talked about our story in entrepreneurship and how we got to solar. And I think a good topic and a good segue into all of this would be talking about leadership and some of the skills that we've acquired and some of the things that we've seen our mentors or people that were successful in leadership kind of implement. And let's share the value. Let's get it out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think a big thing with leadership is being able to cast the vision. That's something you do exceptionally well and something that I think is so important because people follow you ultimately because they want to know where they're going. If you don't show people where you're going and they don't have a destination, a ship can leave a port and can end up anywhere, right? You have to know where you're going, and it's a leader's job to cast that vision.
100%. That's very, very important. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for people that aren't willing to put in the effort without seeing an immediate result. There's a lot of people that want instant microwave popcorn results. Oh, I do this, I get this unit of, I put in 1 unit of input, I want 1 unit of output immediately. And both of us have seen so many people that say, hey, I've done this, but I haven't made any money, or I haven't made enough money, or I don't believe I'm making enough in entrepreneurship. And they always quit when they're 3 feet from gold. So what you said about casting vision is important. As a leader of an organization, for those of you guys leading businesses in all different sorts of industries, it's important for the company to know what your vision or the company vision is. And your vision must be large enough to encapsulate what the population of people that work with you are envisioning themselves, what their goals are, what their dreams are, and it's got to be able to play into that.
No, it's very important. I think making the vision clear, and then also you have to continue to reiterate the vision as well.
It's correct.
Whether it's, I think, training it through levels of your organization. So it's a leader's job to cast it to the entire organization, but you have to have buy-in. So for example, the type of business that we're in, there's layers of leadership, layers of management. So you have your senior management team. You have to cast the vision to them, but then they have to distribute that down. So you have to teach people how to distribute that vision down. And then you have to let them understand where, if the vision is achieved, what does that mean for me? Because we live in a what is in it for me society where people ultimately, they might see or hear your vision, but that's never where their brains are going is, how is this going to affect my pockets, my wealth, my life, my family, that's perfectly fine. That's just how the world works. So you have to, number one, cast the vision, and number two, let people know what that's going to mean for them. For example, like for us, we want to help 100 people hit six figures and get 2,000 installs in a year, right?
Correct.
So if we just said something like 2,000 installs, someone might be sitting there listening like, well, that sounds great for Hersh and Dan. They're going to make a lot of money. It's great for Better Earth. They're going to get a lot of installs, but what does it mean for me? Yeah. Well, that's going to create 100 six-figure earners, 25 plus $500,000 earners, and 5 plus $1 million earners. Correct. That's something that people can buy into, and they can put themselves into that vision and see themselves in that. And then it's our vision.
100%. 100%. When we had the leadership call to kick off this year, or wrapping up 2024, we had said, hey, we want to help 50 of you create a six-figure income. We want to help, 20 plus and 5 plus millionaires. Like we said these phrases, and you could see the people it was a Zoom call because our organization's all over the country, but you could see people making eye contact, nodding, envisioning themselves in that position, envisioning themselves making $500,000 a year, making $1 million a year, making 100 plus K a year if they haven't ever made that. So, it's very important to cast a vision, just like you said, tie it in and make people understand how they fit in with that vision. And also, you do need to understand the pulse of your business and the pulse of your people. And before you just go cast a crazy vision that might be unrealistic, you do need to understand where your people are today. And, in other prior businesses maybe that we were in, or things that we've done or I've seen, I've seen leaders cast a vision, but someone can't envision themselves hitting that vision. Them casting a vision saying, I want you to be a millionaire. This dude hasn't ever even made six figures in his life. He can't even envision himself being a millionaire. It's a bit of a stretch. So, leadership starts with the vision. What's next? What do you think else is important?
What do you think about the power of belief? Because as a leader, your belief needs to be so high. A lot of people, most people won't execute, but the people that will execute, that will put in the hours, will put in the work, a lot of people struggle with belief. And I think having a big vision comes from a big belief. Where do you think having a big belief comes from, the power of belief?
That's a very, very good question. I tie belief sometimes with the word willpower. And I think they go pretty hand in hand. And I
like that word.
Yeah, willpower. And this is why I always like people that have seen success in sports. People that were, tier 1 athletes or D1 athletes, or people that were, even if you won a volleyball championship, or people that were very fat and lost a lot of weight and got into shape, right? If someone has seen some sort of success, someone who could never run a mile that's able to run 5 miles today, and they've seen the level of effort that they had to put in consistently, and that creates willpower. Willpower, people say, how do I get willpower? You don't wake up, go to Target, go to aisle 6, look for some willpower on there for sale. You put it in your purse and you walk home and you take it when you need willpower. It doesn't work that. It's built daily with your daily actions. And I think people fail to realize that, so that's why that daily habit, how does belief come? It comes with you seeing success in the past, or having the faith and vision that something's going to work, even if it's a small win, as small as you being a winner in a sport, or small as you losing weight, and knowing that all levels of success require the same level of consistency or the same belief. It's just going to take a different amount of time to kind of execute on. But that's personally what I think.
The sequel is a lot better than the first movie.
Yeah.
A lot easier than the first movie. Once you've seen it before, it's easy to play it out again. You can go that's why we were able to go straight into solar as a dealer instead of having to work our way up as a rep.
100%.
Because we already saw ourselves as people that could do that. We had that belief. We had that success story. We had that influence from success in another business, and results from helping other people achieve their financial goals in another direct sales-based industry.
Correct.
Now, I think the next most important thing is leading from the front and setting a good example. Kind of the difference between a boss and a manager. Yeah. What would you say the biggest difference is between someone who's got a boss mentality or a manager mentality? And how do you think that affects people when they're starting a business?
That's a great question. The, there's a lot of people that have that micromanager or manager mentality sometimes, and that works. But the problem is that you can't run an extremely large scale business with the micromanager manager mentality, because that micromanager manager mentality is, hey, did you hit these metrics? Hey, you need to hit these metrics. Hey, you need to hit these metrics. But instead of having just that itself, that mentality doesn't cast vision for growth. It creates people being afraid. If I don't hit these metrics, I'll be fired. If I don't hit this, I'll lose my job. I think those people that want to be that manager or boss sometimes eerily have some kind of, like, they get off on it or something weird. Like, they're really like, they've never been in that position before, and they're in that position and they try to flex that position. That's fine, but it's going to cast a lid on your organization. Those people that are able to see, hey, listen, this person didn't hit his metrics, that's cool, or that person didn't hit their metrics. What do I got to do to help him hit his metrics? Or am I providing the most even playing field or the most transparent level of information playing field so I can give him all the tools and resources that he needs to succeed? If I'm not giving him all the tools and resources for him to succeed and he doesn't succeed, then it's not just on him, it's also on me. If I gave him the playbook of success and all the tools and resources and then he shit the bed, that's not on me then.
You're right about that. If you give people all the tools and resources and they don't succeed, there's a reason for that. And I think a lot of times it's a lot easier to step up your leadership than to always throw people out the door. If their effort level is high, their belief is high, and they're following the structure of the organization, it's our job as leaders to do a better job cultivating their talent and building them up to help them get to the next level. I think another thing that's super important, this is particular for like sales based industries or skill set based industries. I find this a lot. I used to be in software sales and I sold platform as a service, which was our target audience was developers. And a lot of people that I dealt with that were like developer backgrounds, they don't respect their managers if they don't know how to code.
Yeah.
It's like in sales, people don't respect you if you don't know how to sell. I know that if our dealer went to zero, I could go out and sell a megawatt of solar going on the doors. I could install 10 plus deals a month off the doors, self-gen with no setters. That's peace of mind, because when people come and people go, knowing that you have the skill set, number one, delivers confidence. Number two, people want to follow people that have the results that they're looking for. So leading from example, I mean, it's kind of like John C. Maxwell talks about. The first level is position. Second level is relationship, which is, like you said, caring about people. But the third level is production.
Yep.
You have to show that you've gotten the production, that you can do the job before you tell the people to do the job.
100%. So, I mean, we've built business methodically, and coming to the most recent, which was solar. Before we got into a high level of respected leadership, we knew that as we were on the rise to that level, because we did it all at the same time, kind of, we said, let's create the resume that the industry will respect and go out there and get the deals and get the installs under our belt, and then use that knowledge and pass it forward, pass it forward, pass it forward. So, I mean, the last real thing about leadership that I would personally say, we talked about the difference between the boss and leader mentality. I think the next thing or the last thing is this: they always have this phrase that an organization will always fall or rise to the level of personal development that the leadership has. And what I really mean by that is this, and this is why many companies and organizations fail. Let's say you're the president and you hire a VP and you're like, oh, wait, this guy seems a little bit too smart. I'm going to go for this guy. He looks a little stupid. I'll hire him as a VP so he doesn't replace me. Then the VP's job is to go hire some senior level management. He goes and he meets another guy and he's like, wait, this guy's a little bit too smart. I don't want to hire him. So this thought process that's implemented because people being afraid to be taken over by somebody does occur realistically in reality. And that causes issues in the organization, because now you've created a consecutively stupid organization that's going to crumble and fall, not going to be there long term. I personally like to surround myself with people that can do things that I can't do. I respect them. If they're smarter than me, I could care less. If they could sell better than me, I could care less. If they could lead better than me, I could care less. I would need, and we lean on their leadership, and we give them, and we're not afraid of them making more money than us or succeeding more than us. We just want to give them all the tools and resources, pass it forward to them, and be transparent with them, not hold them back, really.
No, I agree with that 100%. I think finding the right talent and then also having standards. So identifying the type of person that you're looking for. What are the qualities that you want in an individual that you're recruiting to your organization, whether that's for leadership or just out there going in the field doing the position? And then ask yourself, are you the type of leader that someone like that would follow? Do you exhibit the qualities that that person would be looking for when they're looking at different opportunities in the industry? Because we live in a free market, and today in the information age, people can find people anywhere over the country and work. There's so many opportunities. It's also a global economy. So I think that's super important as well. And then one thing I think is super important, we always want to give people an equal opportunity, not an equal outcome, right? There's going to be different outcomes based off of different levels of production, different levels of effort, but you do want to provide an equal opportunity for people, and the importance of transparency and not having nepotism. Maybe we could close out with that.
We've talked about that often, and I've seen that in the insurance business. I've seen that in other businesses, and I see that rampant in solar as well. And what that is really is transparency of information. Meaning, when I was in insurance, I saw that there's people that get a 50% first year premium contract, and that's considered industry average. But then I found out that if you're a top sales rep, 50% first premium, for those of you guys that don't know what that means, is if somebody pays $2,000 a year for their life insurance policy, the sales rep makes $1,000 the first year as a commission. That's what they get as an upfront commission. So 50% of first year premium. Now, little did I know, and I found out that as you become a top sales rep, or if you know what you're doing and you're successful, that you can actually get paid 100% of first year premium. So then I quickly realized, where's the other 50% going? That's going to your manager or levels of management that are above you if there's more than one or two levels of management in life insurance. So then I realized, and I saw this rampant, is top producers in insurance finding out that they're getting screwed on a shitty comp plan, and then they go out and find a better comp plan so that they get paid higher on first year premium. Their own manager feels betrayed, and they move on, and then they get these direct contracts and they get paid way more for the same job. You're selling the same policy, you're selling the same thing. So we see the same thing now in solar, and I saw it rampant when we first started solar. I said, people are sitting on a 2.9 red line, and they don't even know their manager is on a 2.5, and that manager is on a 2.3, and people are going backwards and backwards, and there's no clarity on anybody in the organization on how to get a better red line, how to get more compensation. So, as we started to see this, and you and I both saw this, and I was like, this is what I don't like. And I like to test and call people out. I like to test and call people in the industry out. So why don't we create something that's transparent, put it out there in front of everybody, let everybody know what they need to do, what metrics they need to hit to get what specific compensation. It doesn't need to be a secret. Let it be out in the open. And the people that do have a higher compensation is because they hit specific metrics and they deserve that higher compensation. So that transparency of information, I think it's very important. And the people that won't provide it are the people that will see troves of people leave their organization or will never hit a significant level of success in the organization because they lack the understanding of knowing that you're not providing an equal opportunity to everybody.
100%. And then also you'll attract people that are brand new to the industry that don't have as much experience, and you can quote unquote make a larger rip off those people, but you're ripping off those people. Our idea was if we provided the most transparent comp plan, the highest level of comp, we would get in turn the best talent that actually is will make less of a spread off of profitability on the deals, but we're going to have to do less heavy lifting. It gives you more time freedom, and it gives you more stability in your organization. So that's episode 3, the value of leadership and our philosophies. See you guys on episode 4.